And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Peach State Power Hour. I'm your host, Harrison Reno. Alongside me, co-host Eddie from Acworth, a.k.a. Cry More Gators, and Andy Stowe.
I feel weird
Gentlemen.
down here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Andy's on the bottom. What the hell?
There
There
we
you go.
Man.
There we go. Yeah.
Taking my
I
spot.
like being here
We've
at the
been
bottom
so
all by
focused
myself.
on other things tonight that I forgot
I just
the original
realized, I was like,
order
whoa.
of the show.
I'm
We
not-
need
Look at Harrison's background, Andy. Isn't that nice?
shout out to EFA.
Yeah, that's pimp. Looks
Shout
good.
out to EFA.
I'm here
Looks
for
so
you,
much
buddy.
better tonight.
He didn't give me
you.
one, but whatever.
Great.
You know, it's fine.
Hey,
Whatever.
you wanted to keep your bobbleheads, all right?
That's right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. So I'll be getting like
Andy,
13 more coming soon.
Backgrounds and late invites from EFA.
I'm saying.
Those are Andy's
God.
like grudges of the week. If
Don't
you
it? And you stood me up. You were, well, you know what you were doing the other
What
day.
did I
when you-
do?
At the Georgia Center,
Oh.
maybe hanging out with some people.
Yeah. We never talked about that
All right.
publicly.
Is this the show to air grievances or talk
It
about
is.
the dogs? Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
we
go.
got grievances tonight to air.
Yeah, we do.
But we'll do that later. Shout out John Green.
What's
Shout
up, John
out
Green?
Brown Guy 342. Shout out Marsh Mutt. And
Marsh
shout
Mutt.
out John Green again and Randy Payne. Gentlemen,
Hey, Randy Payne.
another-
What's up?
Whoa, hang
Another
on.
weekend.
Toolman 91, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. I got family up there. We may be related, dude. Yeah, we may be
Probably
related.
are.
let's
Probably are.
We're gonna be here a while. Another weekend of college football in the books. Georgia, Florida in the books. The last one from Jacksonville.
How about that?
Georgia walks out 24-20 with a win.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Yeah.
Might be debatable. Just general thoughts and reactions from last night.
It was not what I expected. I thought we were going to. I thought the first half went sort of the way I expected it to go, but I thought the second quarter. Then we came out, stopped them, scored. I was like, here we go. I was like, this is exactly what I thought. I thought we were about to go, have one of those long little death marches and basically take their will. Florida said no. We shank a punt, and next thing you know, well, I guess that was early in the game, but like we start making some bad plays, interceptions, whatever, and next thing you know, they're leading. So it wasn't what I thought. But on the flip side, Florida lost the game, Tennessee lost the game, Auburn lost the game, Clemson lost the game. We're 7-1. So
Tech lost the game.
Tech lost the game. I mean, that's the thing. We're 7-1. So hey, we got to win. So I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm stupid. I fell for it. Andy and I both did. I think we predicted blowouts, right? And,
Yeah,
And
for
Roddy Nabolsi, give him all the credit in the world. He said, "This is Jacksonville, guys. Weird things happen." And did that not bear itself out yesterday? It's just
It did.
weirdness across the board. Georgia, I'm going to say this right now. Georgia tends this year to play down to their competition. They just do. Okay. Florida's got a good defense. I'll give them that. Their offense is putrid. And we just kind of let them hang around, think they had a chance, which they did till the very end when Gunner took the knee and it was over. But they had a chance up until that point. And I don't know what else you can say about this team other than they get it done when they need to. And they're going to kill me. I'm literally going to have a stroke watching this team because it is so hard to watch. We debated this last night, Harrison, on the POS. What was more fun, watching the 2022 team when they were just mauling everybody?
Yes.
You could put your feet up and enjoy the game after the first quarter, or this season. And I think it's an interesting thing to think about because what we talked about a little bit, sorry if I'm going off on a tangent here, but you don't remember you don't remember moments from that season, right? Because everything kind of blends together. But on a season like we're going through now, you're never going to forget that Chauncey Bowens run ever. That's a moment, right?
It is, but I remember a moment where 13 gets a curtain call walking off the field in a blowout in the national championship game.
I know, but that's not a moment where you we won the game, and that's what happened with Chauncey Bowens. We won the game.
I get what you're saying. Trust me, I do. But man, that 2022 season, we were just
I know that was special. But that's never happening again, right?
No,
never.
No, it's not
for anybody. So back to you, Harrison.
Yeah, back to me. Eddie took up 5 minutes ranting about God knows what.
It was not 5 minutes.
It's not the Peach State Power Hour without a Eddie rant.
I didn't.
Man,
I was just
And that's all in jest, Eddie. Eddie, calm down. Don't be sensitive. Come on. We got a show to get through.
That veins popping out.
Yeah, it is. And it's early tonight. Very early tonight. We got a long show ahead of us, gentlemen.
wait till we get to the Falcons. Yeah.
Shoot.
It's
Wait
like
till
our
we get to the
20.
clap controversy.
Oh,
Let's
man.
start
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Who the hell had another clap controversy coming in a Georgia game? I thought clapping was over with.
My buddy that's
So
a Gator
great.
fan, he was like, "What is that?" He's like, that's not a penalty." And there were several other penalties we'll talk about, but that even the announcers, I mean, when what do you do? But when they also ready set when they're under center, they'll hard snap, like hard count, and that's not a penalty. So
Right.
if that's a penalty, I've never seen that. That was the craziest thing. Like I said, my friend Kevin is the Gator fan. He was like, dude, Georgia getting hosed on this. And, but yeah, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So I don't know that I've seen a penalty that's not a penalty, but was a huge penalty. So who knows for their fallen brother.
So Eddie, is it a penalty now in the NFL, according to these officials, when, like Andy says, they go, hut, and the quarterback's kind of like doing one of these, like moving his head just a little bit because he's yelling so loud? Is that a false start now?
Well, the biggest thing to me out of that play, if we're going to talk about that now, which I'm happy to do, let's go back to the Auburn game with the timeout clap thing, right? Mm-hmm. When have you ever seen a do-over? And that's what Georgia got. They basically said, oh, we screwed up. You get a do-over, Georgia. That was awful. So if that's truly a false start is what they're calling it, right? Because he was drawing the defense off sides.
Yeah. Well, they said,
right. Why is that's a dead ball foul? Why did they allow the play to continue, which I'm screaming at the TV, go downfield, because Florida was off sides, and that's exactly what happened. And they come back and say, false start on Georgia. What the hell is that? That's a dead ball foul. You don't let the play continue. You call it there. It's almost like they made something up. And Kirby's like, he's always clapped like that. I mean, this is not new. It was the craziest thing in the world. Now, if we get the call right, it's still 4th and 3. Okay.
Yeah, but we would have went for it.
Still 4th down. Of course we would have went for it, but that's a lot different than what it was. What, 4th and 15 or whatever? My yardage is probably wrong, but whatever. That's a big difference. Okay. So that did kind of limit us in that part of the game, but these refs are just atrocious. It's almost like they're making stuff up on the fly. It's ridiculous.
Never seen it before. I've seen it, I understand, false starts to the quarterback. I've seen one where the quarterback's falling back, waiting for the snap, and obviously, that's a false start. But I've never seen it from clapping. Granted, I've also never seen a timeout called by clapping. So
right,
2 firsts in a matter of weeks. But I did not think we'd see another clap controversy, and that brings me to the next point. For the last few weeks, it's been the social media trend, much like it was when Bama was at its peak, that Georgia gets all the calls from referees. I'm here to tell y'all, for much of that game, it felt like everything was going Florida's way. And not in a hokey, scandalous sense, but just in the way the ball bounces. It doesn't bounce your way all the time. For 3/4 of that game, it felt like, man, the 50-50 calls, the 50-50 plays are going in the Gators' favor. For a while there, even in the 4th quarter, when Georgia goes 3 and out, Florida has the ball, driving down the field with a chance to extend their lead. It felt like, in my mind, sitting there watching, I was like, this is how it happens. This is how Georgia loses a game.
Yeah.
You don't have the luck. You don't get lucky. You don't get a huge penalty call to go your way. It's just an accumulation, these little moments, these little bounces, and then you lose. Well, I was wrong. Because out of nowhere, a 8-yard run that puts them into a 2nd and 2 turns into a 4th and 2. And fumble be damned, they get a stop on a 4th and short.
Yeah, it was massive.
Just like the Undertaker popping up off the mat in the old school WWE, just dead man rising out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the Dogs finally get momentum.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and it was a lot, but and I saw Garrett talking about the penalties, but like that's what we can talk about the others. The throw that with Gunner, like I thought clearly, like when it was live, I thought it was a throw. I didn't, and then I was like, whoa, what are they doing? And then they slow it down, and I'm like you can clearly see he's going forward with the ball, and so I really didn't even understand why that was in question. I had no idea the one they challenged when it was that short. I mean, it was 1.5 yards short, and they were trying to like measure it for Florida. I'm like, come on, guys. And then the Lagway throw, like I don't know that's one to me. That was one that you could, if it was called a catch on the field, I think it probably stays a catch. But I thought there was like one of the views looked like the ball was laying on the ground, like between his arms. So I just, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't think the game was terrible. I thought most of the calls were pretty close, but outside of the first couple. But that is Georgia, though. We somehow old school Georgia, you lose that game. This Kirby Smart team, these Kirby teams, they win those games. So they can figure out a way to pull it out. So.
And I brought this up last night. I'll bring it up to you guys. I think the national perspective of the people watching now, Georgia has become that hated team because Saban's gone and Alabama's with DeBoer. They don't really know what's going on there. So they're not the hated team. We are. And if you watch this team on a regular basis as a Tech fan, I'll just say that because I've got people around me who are Tech fans, Georgia gets every call. They're the luckiest team in the world, right? Yeah, and they benefit from all these calls. Well, we don't see it that way, right? Because we have to overcome a lot of things. And yes, okay, you could say if you're an Auburn fan, that was a touchdown. If you're a Georgia fan, that was a fumble. If you're a Florida fan, that was a catch. If you're a Georgia fan, that was not a catch, right? So you can go back and forth on these things all day long, but it all comes down to making plays. And Georgia made the plays when they needed to make the plays, and Florida did not. They had opportunities to win this football game, and they didn't, irregardless of the refs, okay? And Georgia made the plays when they needed to win the football game. So, sorry.
Well, that's like my friend. He said like the Lagway throw that was catch or no catch or whatever. He there's a clip, Lagway's throwing it off of his front foot instead of setting up and throwing. That's what, and Kevin's like, he was like, the problem isn't that he caught it or didn't catch it. The problem is Lagway is throwing it like this all year long. He's not getting better and he's doing the same crap. It's his fault. He was like, if he would have made the play, there wouldn't have been a problem. And it's like, yeah. And that's the thing. It was Georgia made the plays when they needed to. Again, Chauncey Bowens, I don't know why he's not running the ball more. I'm still, I don't know what's going on there, but dude and I see neighbor says Bowens is a dude. He's a freaking dude. He come up, busted up through there. And like, and I know we're not really debating this, but he's our best back. Like Harrison.
You think so? You think he's better than Frazier?
Yes.
Really?
I don't even think it's a question. I think Frazier's got more top end speed, and I think he's a little bit shiftier. But like it was Paul, I think, said this dude is Nick Chubb 2.0, and he is. He doesn't go down. He's got that low center of gravity. He can dance. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why he's not running more. Or do you know, Harrison? Is there something? Is he still banged up a little bit?
He had that calf injury, I think, coming out of the Kentucky game that Kirby talked about. I believe it was going into Auburn.
Yeah.
When he was noticeably absent from that game for the most part. I don't know. Well, I think that will be a question that maybe comes Monday, but are
you going to be in the press conference? Are you going to be there?
I will be there on Monday.
Ask that question. Harrison's not asking.
Dude, come on, man.
You don't have the nuts to ask that.
Look, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of updates, I'm sure. Obviously, Jordan Hall, Chris Cole, DeMello Jones.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of injury updates. So I mean, look, I wouldn't put it past that Chauncey was just. I mean, Dwight Phillips is seemingly finally healthy. That was the most carries he's gotten,
and he was the number 2 back coming off coming out of the.
That's right. He was the second back.
I was like, what the heck?
Andy, you say all that, and I appreciate what you're saying because I agree with you. Chauncey Bowens just looks like he's a special Nate Frazier is too, but
for sure.
Chauncey may just be just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the way they did it because Chauncey came in later in the game fresh and did some things that Florida wasn't ready for, and he ripped that run off. Is a tired Nate Frazier going to make that run? I don't know.
I don't know
You know?
either, but I know when you got a back pounding you to death for the first half of the game, and you get to a point midway through the third, you say, "Screw this!" I'm tired of having to hit this guy. And I don't know, man. I think he is the most complete back we have. I think he's the best true runner. Like, I think he has the best body control. That's what I love Nate Frazier, but I don't think his body control is as good. Like,
he's too fast. He's too fast.
And it's something
more patient.
Yeah, but I don't like. I've seen guys that are so fast and still have the body control. Like, I mean, DeAndre Swift, that dude was, and I mean, and it's just Todd Gurley. You know, it's just and I look at 33 and I think, man, this guy's got that special it factor that the great halfbacks have. I was watching, I think it was David Pollock and Brent Rollins. They were like, look, this dude Bowens needs 15 to 20 touches a game. They were like, he's got to be the guy. And that's what I think too. I don't know.
Put that Josh McCray comment back up, Harrison. I think that's interesting.
He is indeed not that I'm aware of. He's not hurt.
Right. He's not. But I think the way this, that's what I was going to say. I think the way this game went, McCray has become that 3rd and 1, 4th and a half a yard back, and that never really came up in the game. And what I love about McCray, he's fine with that. You know, I mean, and even Kirby said in the post-game conference, we got to get this guy in the game somehow, but they just didn't have that opportunity, right? That's what he's designed for. Right. So, you know, we saw a lot of Cash Jones yesterday, more than I expected, but you know, that's Kirby's guy.
Yeah. And I see the comments about it was his calf, and Nate only had 3 more carries, and he said there's only so many carries. There are only so many carries. I agree with that 100%. However, you let your dudes be dudes, and then if the guys that are behind him get mad, you know what? You tell them go somewhere else. That's all it is. Dudes are going to be dude. You let your dudes be dudes. I mean, it's just I don't know what else to say. I think you let your dudes. You again, when we can talk about the wide receivers who need to be on the field or not on the field as often. You know, I think your dudes have to be dudes, and if the guys that aren't the starters, they get mad and leave. Well, I guess that is what it is.
So let me ask you this, Andy, real quick, Harrison. So if Chauncey Bowens starts the game next week and he's lathered up and he's going, you're saying ride that guy to the end of the game. Is that what you're saying?
I say Chauncey Bowens needs to touch the ball at least 20. I think he needs to get 18 to 20. I think he's that good. I think.
So you're saying still rotate him, but he needs to.
For sure. No, I'm all about. Look, I get like Bowens,
not like a Jaden Ball where he's the guy, right? It's a rotation.
They were running in their backup halfback too.
Like they were, but I mean, Ball was the primary back.
Oh, Ball's their primary, but I'm all about letting Chauncey Bowens get somewhere in the 18 to 20 touches, and then you got Nate Frazier. But look how many times we run the ball. I mean, we run it a ton. So there are plenty of carries to go for your top guys. And I love Peanut because he's explosive. But he's sort of a gadget guy right now. Let him be the gadget guy. But I think when you're running the bulk of the plays, I want to see 33 out there, and then I want to see 3 behind it. So
okay.
Speaking of dudes, let's say player of the game. There's only 2 choices for me in this. There's only 2.
Okay.
Which is why I'm not going to bring a third, because I don't think there is a third choice, deserving third choice in this case.
So we took one of the 2 from you?
One of the 2.
Okay.
Andy, you go first.
Harrison, you're supposed to come up with one. I mean, come on.
All right.
I know, really.
He was fooling with his background. He wasn't concerned about the player of the game.
I don't think there's a third choice for player of the game. It's these 2
come
guys.
on. I could give you one right now. Come on.
Make a case. Make a case, Eddie.
You want to switch with me? I'll make a case.
No.
Case.
I guess Bowens is probably a good third if that's who you're about to go with.
No, that's not who I was going to go with. You could take mine, and I'll take another of you.
I
he didn't prepare. He did not prepare. That's the problem.
It's okay. Look, I tell you what, Harris, I will say mine is CJ Allen on the defense.
See, and that's the one I agree with.
And you saw
had incredible, incredible.
And people are posting it in the chat. Yeah, for sure. CJ Allen and on the defense, that was his best game, and he looks. It's almost like he had some injuries or something. It's like because he looks so explosive now, like he's like a heat-seeking missile. it's like all of a sudden he's just like exploding out of there and hitting people. So no, he had 13 total tackles, 7 solo. I mean, dude was a freak yesterday. He was like, he's giving you some of those Nakobe Dean vibes. It's like, ooh, this is fun watching. So yeah, he was
that play he made to tackle the quarterback.
Yes.
In the face.
Oh my God. I thought he was
out of nowhere.
I thought he was gone. And then all of a sudden here comes CJ Allen hitting it. So
that was Roquan-like right there. I was like,
that was some next level
stuff. That
stuff.
was a huge play too.
So if I took CJ Allen, Eddie, who did you take?
No, I'll kick it to Harrison. You can take mine, and I
was CJ Allen. I think CJ Allen and Zachariah Branch, Georgia don't win this game without him because, and it's already kind of been spoiled.
But I've got one you don't win without him too. So take mine. Just take it. Take it.
Harrison,
Read my notes.
You have Zach Branch, Harrison.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm actually curious who you're going with because I person in the comments just a minute ago, 20G Funk, I think makes a good shout. Can definitely make a case. I think he had a strong performance. He made that tackle on the third down, but I don't know if you put him. There was also I believe he was the center field safety on the pass that was not a catch late in that game. I believe he was the deep safety on that, so he might have made a mistake that almost costed them the game. But yeah, offensively, someone put it in here. Zachariah Branch, by far. Yeah. I mean, what he's done not only in the screen game, but specifically on third down, incredible. That one, he took a little drag route. I think it was 30 yards, middle of the field on that drive in the third quarter, first drive of the third quarter, and he's just making guys miss. I mean, it's every week. You have the Zachariah Branch going to put people on skates highlight. I don't know if he had like a dramatic one this week. That one he had versus Auburn or versus Ole Miss late in the game where he just completely comes to a stop on the sideline. Ridiculous game. Guys, it's crazy. Coming into this year, I didn't quite know what to expect. You thought Zachariah Branch was going to be explosive. Yeah. Maybe going to make a few more plays on special teams than he has. But I didn't know if this was going to be a one and done at Georgia. But the way he's playing now, I don't think you see a second year of Zachariah Branch.
Yeah, I see that comment says give Branch a raise to stay next season. Yeah, it's
not going to happen.
I mean, you never know though. These guys you can get some more NIL money, but
Harrison took mine, and that's fine because I mean we need to have 3. Harrison can't just say, "Well, y'all had mine, not the 2."
I mean, but legitimately, after watching both the offense and defense tape, those are the 2 that stood out by far. I genuinely don't know.
Okay, can I throw one? Can I throw one at you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gunnar effing Stockton. Yeah. Come on. I mean, the guy had stuff in his face all day long. He was completely harassed, getting hit, getting sacked, took massive blows, kept his composure. The throw for an interception was not his fault. He would never say that. That was not his fault. Hit the guy in the hands. He makes no mistakes under pressure. And as Kirby says, the guy gets better as the game goes on. And when we got the ball back after that 4th down stop, I'm in my mind thinking we have done crap on offense all day long since we went up 7-0. Gunner's got the ball in his hands. I got confidence we're going to score. And that's exactly what happened. The guy is a leader. The team is Gunner Stockton.
Yeah.
Love him.
They play for him. They definitely play for him.
Absolutely.
I think of the 3, Gunner would be 3rd on this list.
Of course. But you can't just ignore it.
Yeah, and I don't want to ignore it. I guess for my standard, I didn't think this was one of his better games.
It wasn't. And he was a little bit off.
He was
under duress a lot, and he had a lot to think about.
I think a lot of what happened on Saturday with the offense, and I put that thread on the board, and it's gonna be the last time I do it. I'm sorry, guys. I put up the thread after Stacey Searles flipped the number 1 JUCO offensive tackle, Jermaine Mitchell. Like, hey, 3 guys that need a lot of credit, deserve credit, that haven't been getting credit. Is Mike Bobo, Stacey Searles, and James Coley. All 3 guys that everybody and their mama on the board wanted fired. And it's stupid. It is stupid. Because one bad – well, I mean, look, one bad year can get a coach fired. But the overreactions to one bad game is crazy. When for most of this year, I don't care what happened on Saturday. My opinion hasn't changed. It's one game. But
hey, can I throw one more thing about Zach Branch?
real quick, and because I don't want to move on right now, because I will go back, but I just want to finish this point. I think a lot of the struggles on Saturday for the offense, I don't think it was necessarily, and I haven't fully dove into the offense tape, and I will do that. But I just, for the most part, I think their issues were they were behind the chains, and it's just not the type of offense that Georgia's built to be this year. When they aren't behind the chains, they're obviously much more efficient. Everybody is.
Sure.
But so I think a lot of the problems, the reason this didn't end up being one of Gunner's best games is because he wasn't put in as many advantageous spots as he had in the past. But when he was in those spots, when he had to make plays, to your point, he made those plays. And that's the one thing this year about this kid that's been so amazing is he's shown the ability to perform in the clutch like a Stetson did in 21 and 22. When Georgia needed him most, Stetson delivered those 2 years. All right, Eddie, continue.
Well, hang on, Eddie. You were talking about that. The average third down distance for Georgia to gain was 9 yards.
That's like last year.
Yes.
That's like last year.
Yes. We were way behind the chains. So yeah, you're 100% right.
Well, I felt like every damn play that Georgia punted on, either they had a penalty that backed them up, or you had a miss throw. Like the one that dealt up the sideline stands out. It's probably the biggest miss of the day. I know the deep ball to Dylan Bell. It seemed like it was Dylan Bell's fault in that one. It seemed like he stopped running. At least
he did.
from what the announcers pointed out.
I think, but they were kind of together, and so it just seemed like that was
a weird play. Yeah. But all I was going to say about Zach Branch, and we're not talking about it this year, dropping the football. That guy, throw it across the middle. He's fearless. He does not care. He's gonna catch.
He goes up and catches it. Yeah, he puts his body on the line.
That's what I love about the guy. Arian Smith, God love him, but he would drop a lot of passes. We're not dealing with that with Zach Branch. I mean, this guy, you just can't say enough about him. And he's just, if you listen to the post-game interview, he just loves Georgia. He lives and breathes Georgia right now and is so happy to be here. That's what I love about that guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, I see.
Good point. It was
about that.
It was behind. It was behind.
A little behind. But I think
did it hit his hands?
We can all agree it needs to be caught. But I can promise you,
we're not there yet. You're stealing my shit. So
yeah, that was
whatever, Eddie. I'm sorry, Princess. We'll continue moving on.
He just called me Princess, Andy. Hey, what the heck? I took the guy out for dinner Friday night. He's calling me Princess. That's nice.
Did you get a kiss?
No.
Good Lord.
Man. Okay.
Hey, we had some good pizza at Little Lily's.
Sure, I did.
It was nice.
Granted, the guy had a little bit of attitude when Eddie was trying to get his drink, but
I would have enjoyed it. But whatever.
I almost threw my drink at him, but that's another story.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, all right. Let's go to play of the game. And this one already been thrown out there, but I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 plays that this guy made. The first one for me was the CJ Allen. How many linebackers get outrun or take a bad angle on the read option keeper that he tackles DJ for, I think, no gain?
Okay.
No gain.
That's the one we were talking about just a minute ago, right, Andy?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I saw someone comment when I said it was kind of like Nakobe, and you said it was kind of like Roquan. Somebody's like, please, it's nowhere near like Nakobe. I was like, dude, what else? What else do you want? I don't know. So anyway.
Look, there's that one. And then on another short yardage situation, they ran quarterback power read. And that's Tech's bread and butter. All of last year, in that game, linebackers had an inability to get off blocks, had an inability to strike the guard or whoever was moving up to him and to get after. And that's why Haynes King had all the room to run. Yeah. Saturday, CJ Allen blew up the guard. CJ Allen said, get out the way, and he made the play. Like, I think those 2 games, I mean, you talk about on the first one, the read option keeper, that's a touchdown. That's a 4-point swing right there.
Yeah,
he stopped him, stuffed him. It was going to be a touchdown, wide open. The power read, I believe Georgia forced, was that a forced punt? I forget where exactly it came in the game. I think it was the second half. But I don't think Florida got points off that drive.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Those are the 2 plays of the game. I mean, CJ Allen, for me, those are the plays of the game because that was ended up. I mean, if we're talking about the read option keeper, those 4 points that he prevented for going on the board were the difference in this game.
That's the game.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, well, that's what mine is when we stopped ball in the 4th and 1 with 7:54 left to go. And Georgia gets the ball and because ball had been running all through us too, so like the stuff in was huge, and then we get the ball back and we go down and score up the game-winning touchdown drive. So yeah, that was when we stuffed him. I was like, oh, we got something here. I was just kind of felt that momentum swing because they had been able to sort of power us the whole game. So yeah, that was a huge point of the game for me.
Is Andy lagging a little bit? Is that me, Harrison?
He is lagging just a little bit.
Andy, I think you're lagging just a little bit. You might want to check a setting.
So
I'll go back to
plug it back in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll go back to Gunnar Stockton, the check play. He made the check to that Chauncey Bowens run. And how many times last year, Harrison, did we hear about how Carson Beck got us in the right play? Kirby said that over and over and over about Carson Beck, okay? Gunnar got us in the right play because he went up to the line. He did this. He told the lineman who the mic was and changed everything up, and he saw something there. And that play changed the football game. And that was all because of Gunnar Stockton seeing something in his study on tape. Gunnar Stockton. That play was the play of the game. 37-yard rip, ball game. And you look over and Florida's crying on the sideline. That made me so happy.
Eddie was ready to fight. Eddie was ready to scuffle.
Oh, my God. I was just loving it.
Eddie, do you hate Florida? Is Florida your most hated team?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Okay.
Florida, then Tech. Those are my two. And it goes
Speaking of that, thoughts on the decision to knee it on the 1 after seeing the scuffle? Did you regret it? Did you regret not seeing them score it when Florida started the scuffle post game?
You need to score anytime you can score. I'm all about it.
Totally disagree.
But it's because of the committee you're going to say, oh, they scored.
No, I don't care about that stuff. That doesn't you cannot tell me the committee's going to look at that kneel down and say, oh, they're out of the playoffs.
They don't know that they don't know that he kneeled down. They just know that we didn't score. The committee's crazy, dude.
That's the right play because I did not want to see them get the ball again.
Why?
And if you watch that play over, who kneels before him? You watch that. Oscar Delp kneels and then Gunnar kneels because he's saying,
Play it out though. We score a touchdown. You play it out. We score a touchdown. There's 1:30 left. We're up by 14 or whatever. We're up by 11. What can they do?
Andy's freezing up.
Pretty bad.
You got to restart yourself, Andy.
Look, for Kirby's perspective, he said it after the Auburn game. The reason he didn't want Gunnar to score in that game was because it's unnecessary plays that their defense has to supply.
Exactly right.
Exactly right. From that perspective, 100% can't argue with them.
Defense was completely beat up. I mean, completely beat up, and they don't want to go on the field again. I loved it. And you know what that also is? That's a big F you to Florida. That's a kneel down. See you later, guys.
Honestly, it's kind of demoralizing. I think it's more demoralizing.
Absolutely demoralizing. I loved it. And my wife is screaming like Andy was, why didn't he score? Why didn't he score? I'm like, that ends the game. You just kneel it down and we're done.
Where's Paul Maharrey and James Caraway? They'll come in here and they'll disagree with you like always. And they'll disagree with that guy.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Garrett Key, I hope you're wearing pants right now.
He's not.
Makes me
wearing, you know what he's wearing? Yoga pants. That's what he's wearing.
Jeez Louise.
If they score, they're not going to score and get an onside kick and all that.
Probably not.
And it's not about gamblers. It is about getting points for the committee. It is 100% about that. They are going to say 31-20 looks better than 24-20. That is a fact. They are not watching these football games, and I don't care what that guy says.
If we're 11-1, does that game matter, Andy?
What if we're 10-2? What if we're?
I just asked if we're 11-1, does that game matter?
We may lose another game.
10-2, I don't think it matters either. It depends on who.
I agree. I totally agree. That's what I was getting down to. I started with 11-1. It doesn't matter. I agree. 10-2, it doesn't matter. The gauntlet we have gone through, no, it doesn't matter.
I mean, look, if Georgia goes 10-2 on this schedule, assuming it's not to a Mississippi State, or Charlotte, you're in the playoffs. I don't see how you're not. Now, granted, the only way I think you may get screwed is if you lose to Texas, who's 10-2, and you're 10-2, and it's a worst case scenario where it's like, hey, this is the last team to get in, the winner of that game. Now, maybe then, but Texas lost to Florida. Georgia beat Florida. So even then, if that's the debate, I'd imagine Georgia at 10-2 would get in over a 10-2 Miami.
In the top 12 somewhere.
Yeah, I would find it hard to believe 10-2 on this schedule. You're not in the College Bowl playoffs.
Yeah.
Now 9-3, Andy. Think you may have a little bit of discussion, but
this isn't, guys. Y'all know it. The committee does care about the point spread, and if you don't believe that,
I thought the strength of schedule is more important this year, though.
It
matters. It matters. It matters. Y'all know it matters. You know it matters.
Yes. Andy says it matters. We'll see.
You know it does.
I mean,
everyone knows it does. These guys don't watch the games. They don't watch the games.
I think Andy's right on that. That's true.
They 100% don't watch the games. They care about what the point spread, they care about what the result is. I mean, it's true. I mean, y'all know that. Come on. It's true. That's what they go by every year. They always do.
I guess here's my issue, Andy. If the point spread was what their decision was based on, then there's probably a plethora of teams over the years that have had some ugly games and some ugly looking point spreads and still got it anyways. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm telling you, I'm sure Indiana probably had a 4-point win over a team last year that wasn't very good, or at least record says wasn't very good, but still got it anyways. So I don't, in Georgia's case, you go 10-2, you should be in the college football playoffs. Granted, 100%. There's a few scenarios where
there's a couple of scenarios that we wouldn't be, but we're 10-2.
Like, look, here's a great example. Indiana beat 5-5 Michigan, 6-5 Michigan, 20-15. 5 points. They were 5-5 at the time. It's comparable comparison to what Georgia did on Saturday in terms of losing to or barely beating a team that the committee may look at their win-loss and say, oh, they're not very good. So I don't think it's going to matter in the grand scheme of things.
No, it's probably not.
It's all hypothetical. We will have the college football playoff rankings on Tuesday.
Yeah, 4 games left. 4 games.
Yeah, 4 games left. And one of them is a cupcake. 2 of them will 3. I think all 3 will end up being interesting.
Sure.
Mississippi State's going to be interesting.
It's going to be quite the road trip. All right. Let's talk about. I think we touched on the wild calls. Are we good on that account? I think we're good. Because I think we've touched on individually all of them. Eddie, do you still want to hit your question, or did we already kind of touch on that too?
No, we didn't. I'll just ask it to you guys. So, I mean, it's kind of a silly question, right? I just thought it was interesting. So, quarterback A, he's asked in the post-game press conference about that interception to Noah Thomas. He misses the throw to Noah Thomas, and the answer is he needs to settle in that zone better and make that catch. Quarterback B, I need to throw it better and help my wide receiver make that play. Who are those quarterbacks?
Quarterback A is Carson Beck. Quarterback B is Gunnar Stockton.
Bingo. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's what it's a silly thing to say, but we have watched this all year play out, and Beck threw an awful pick while Gunnar was throwing a touchdown pass to win the game yesterday. And who's blaming who? Gunnar would never in a million years say, my receiver needs to do better. It's just a totally different vibe this year because this guy is a Georgia Bulldog. Carson Beck, whatever you want to say about him, he was not a Georgia Bulldog. He was not.
I think I understand why we maybe didn't get Carson as much media-wise. But then again, the reason we've gotten Gunnar so often is because Gunnar is a coach's dream in terms of dealing with the media. He doesn't give you much.
He doesn't.
So it's whenever you have a quote like that, like I think Carson's quote this week was about, I'm just executing the play that was called. That's a nightmare quote for any organization. College, NFL, there's going to be some questions about that. 100%. 100%. So Good point. Yeah, I mean, it's how he says it. It's really the tone. Like you can have some questionable messaging, some questionable words, but if you deliver it in the wrong tone, then anything can be taken in a poor way. Good
I
point
mean, would
there.
Gunnar Stockton ever say that Dylan Bell should have kept running on that pattern?
No,
Would he
no,
ever?
he
Of
would
course not.
say he should have thrown a better ball.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly the point. Okay. Gunnar takes it on himself. He does never belittles his team. It's all about the team for him. Okay. And again, I just keep saying this and I'll keep reiterating this. The team is taking on Gunnar's personality. And that's what I love about it. Gritty, moxie, never die, and you can't kill us. That Kirby says that all the time. You just can't kill this team. I love it.
Good points. All right. Let's talk about Starkville real quick. Briefly, because we do have 3 other segments we got to get through. So, what is boys? I think coming into the year, this was a game you're like, Georgia should go in there, should win. Now it's okay. Georgia likes the thrill of almost losing a game.
Yeah, they do.
Meanwhile, Mississippi State likes the thrill of almost winning a game. Georgia's a 7.5-point favorite on the road in Starkville. This is a noon kick, 11 a.m. local time. Expectations. Does Georgia cover the 7.5-point spread? According to Andy, they need to, otherwise they might miss the playoffs.
I don't think they'll cover the spread because
Really?
I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a tougher game, and I think that 11 o'clock start time is going to be tough. I think they'll win, but I think it'll be probably it'll be close. Maybe around a 6 to 7. They'll be right there at that number, but I wouldn't say they'll win by double digits right now. Blake Shapen's looked pretty good. He's not a terrible quarterback. He's got some good numbers.
The game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, he did. And he's going to be trying to do work against us. So, yeah, I don't think we'll cover the spread, but I think it'll be somewhere around in that 6-7 range.
I understand what you're saying, but I think it's massive that Mississippi State got off the schneid this weekend with their first SEC win in how many years, Harrison? This is a long time.
2 years? Because they went winless last year.
Years. Yeah, it's 2 years. I'd be much more nervous if they didn't get that win and they're looking to get it against us. Okay, cowbells, all the stuff Mississippi State brings. We are not facing a Florida or a Texas defense by any means. They may be worse than Ole Miss, and we shredded them. Okay, yes, Mississippi State may put up some points. I think we cover this. Yes, I do. It's 7.5.
What a stat! Look, sorry to interrupt, Eddie.
It's okay.
If this is true, Mississippi State being 7-1 against the spread.
Cool.
That's
okay.
Granted, now they've been underdogs for pretty much probably every game, so I guess it's much easier to cover spreads when you're the underdog than when you're the favorite. But it is interesting how many one-score spreads Georgia's had this year. This is, the market has corrected. We've gone from Georgia being 2-score, 3-score favorites to now in SEC play, it's been 1-score spreads. God, for several weeks in a row now.
Yeah, and that's why I think we could. I think we could be like a 7-point game. I think it'll be close. I think we'll win.
KJ Bolden's going to play the whole game for us too. We just discount that like KJ's out for the second half, like he was against Florida, and that's a tough thing to overcome right there. He's back. Okay, that's your leader on defense, and I don't know about DeMello Jones. I don't know about Jordan Hall. We don't know yet, but Andy, you can worry about this game. I'm just not.
I'm not worried about it.
All right, it's a classic trap game, right? But we cover that spread. I don't see that happening.
Eddie's burner account says Georgia by 17 or more.
I don't know about that, but I could see 10 to 12, which covers a spread, right?
I can see 10. I can. Granted, Georgia's going to have to play a hell of a game for it to be more than 10 or 14. 100%. All right. Can Eddie meet me this week to bring earplugs? I don't know.
Wow. For what?
You know,
Earplugs for what?
he's going to Mississippi State.
Oh, okay. For the cowbells. I got you.
Uh-huh. Maybe pick up
No.
your pie on the way.
I'll be busy this week. Sorry.
Get the Eddie from Acworth. Eddie from Acworth from your local your pie. Be a fun week. All right. Before we do the Falcons, Andy, hit us with the Georgia High School scoreboard update, my friend.
All right, so we have Flowery Branch. They beat Cedar Shoals 42-8. Yeah, that was a beatdown. Clark Central
beat from Flowery Branch won this week.
Yeah, not the Falcons. Clark Central beat Winterboro 59-24. McEachern, number 7 team in the state, beat Osborne 78-0. I mean, murdered them. My Franklin County Lions beat Hart County, which we typically don't ever beat Hart County.
Yeah.
Beat them 31-0. Like they blew
Will they go
them
to
out.
the playoffs? They go to the
I don't know.
playoffs, Andy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Sandy Creek, number 17 team, they beat Troup County, who's number 25, 42-17. So that was a big win. Langston Hughes, number 4, they beat Lovejoy 35-7. And of course, the machine that is Buford, number 2 in the state, they beat Mill Creek 35-3.
Just roll.
Yeah, they always do. Roswell, who's number 8, they beat Milton, who's number 10, 41-39. Good game right there.
Big win right there for Roswell.
Carrollton beat number 3 in the state. They beat Douglas, who's number 11. They beat them 55-11. So that's, yeah. Valdosta 16, they beat Lowndes, who's 12, beat them 23-14. That was big. Eddie, go ahead.
Oh, my local teams, Harrison beat Paulding County 52-12. Good for Harrison. And then Marist War Eagles, my alma mater, beat Tucker 35-14. I want you guys to think about this for a second. This is incredible. Marist has now made the playoffs 43 years in a row.
43 years.
That's got to be some sort of all-time record.
It's got to be.
No. All-time
Only
record.
a few years off being as old of a record as Eddie is. Only a few years.
Yeah, I know. 43 years in a row to make the playoffs. Just think
They've
about
been into the playoffs more years in a row than Andy's been alive.
Yes. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
That's truly unbelievable. So, good for the Marist War Eagles.
Eddie, in your lifetime, how many times did they miss the playoffs? Do you know? Did they ever miss it when you were in high school, when you went there?
So, that would be 12, Harrison, if you want to do the math.
Whatever. All right.
I'm 55, so just do the simple math. I know you're not a math major. You're a journalism major. You can't figure that out in your head.
What I'm asking is, in your lifetime, how many times do you remember that they've missed the playoffs? Obviously, they missed it 43 years ago, but do you know how many times they've missed it since you've been alive?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that. I have to go back and look.
I'd be curious. If they've had a 43-year streak, I'd imagine it's probably not many.
Yeah, it's not.
They
probably
probably like 2 or 3 they didn't make it.
Yeah.
So,
well, you say that. I mean, the school's changed a lot. I mean, back in the 70s, it was an all. Not that this matters, but it was an all-male military school for years, and it changed in the 70s. Okay, I mean that I don't know if that affects the football program, but things did change. So, but I mean, just the fact that a team has made the playoffs 43, that's almost impossible to do.
Yeah,
you're going to have a down year every so often and not make the playoffs. You're just going to, right? It's ridiculous. So shout out to Alan Chadwick, our buddy Paul Etheridge, OC, Andy. So we need to get him.
Paul Etheridge, not Paul Maharry. No shout outs for that.
No. I mean, Paul Maharry, please.
All right. God, do we want to talk about
And by the way, the season is now over. And I think everybody has next weekend off because they built that in, right, Harrison? Because of the storms last year.
Makeup games, if there are any.
We're now in the playoffs. It's unbelievable that the high school season is over. It's just crazy how fast this goes by.
I have to fill something else to fill the midway mark of the show. I have to fill something else.
Yeah.
Figure out something else.
Sorry.
Do we want to go Falcons first? Do we want to make the losers go first? Or do we want to talk about the Braves?
Just bust the Falcons up. How about them, Eddie? How about those good?
Look, before Eddie gets on his stool and I don't get to speak for 12 minutes,
12
I want to come.
Right.
I want to come here today and just go ahead and say it. I'm on board. It's time for a change. Raheem Morris.
Were you not before today?
I was giving him a chance, but after
do
today,
what?
to see if he can just even turn it around. All right. And look, I'm not quick to pull the trigger on coaches, but after today,
Quick to pull the trigger. This guy's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm not going to interrupt your 12-minute spiel.
I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look, I was giving him a chance, trying to give him time before I say nah. But it's time. I think there's been 4 games in 2 years now. Well, really a year and a quarter that he's lost you the game because of his clock management. Having to call a timeout out of a timeout because your damn play call's not ready in the Carolina game, inexcusable, borderline inept. Actually, no, it is inept. It is. I don't know how. Can't explain it. Having to call a timeout coming off a penalty when you have an extra 10 seconds because the ref has to get together, make the call, announce it to the field, then the clock starts. How do you not have a play call ready? What's going on? How does that happen? And you have to call it in the second half of a close game. And hey, you end up running out of time because you don't have a timeout. So I'm done.
Yeah.
It's time for the Falcons to move. And I get it. They're not a coach away from being a playoff team. Heck, they're not a coach away from being a Super Bowl team. We don't live in that fantasy world. So it may not change anything. But this is at least 4 games that he's lost you to clock management alone. That's inexcusable.
Well, maybe they are a coach away then. Because if that's 4 games, that means 7 wins.
That's interesting.
Their game last year in the Penix, I think he lost one with Cousins because he should have had a timeout or called a timeout when he did. And then there's, I think, at least 2 with Penix at the end of the year that clock management was the reason they lost. It's over. I'm done. I'm tired of watching it. When the coach is losing you games because of something he is responsible for, which is managing clock, he's not doing his job. It's time to go.
Yeah. And I see Jermaine King wrote also bring in Hot Rod to kick. Why have they not tried that? My God. Go, Eddie.
I tried to warn everybody. If you're trusting a Romo to play special teams, you're already setting yourself up.
Romo no-no's coming back again. Go ahead, Eddie. You take the floor.
Well, Harrison, I'm glad you're on board. It took you a little while because I've been saying this guy is costing you games with clock management for 2 years now because he's been doing that. He's been doing that. Okay, this is what he does. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But the biggest – okay, so today I had a tennis match at 1:30, all right? I got home at 3 o'clock, and I put on the game and watched the 4th quarter. They were down 24-17. Falcons were driving to tie the game. I don't know, 6 minutes left, something like that. Incredible drive. Bijan, one-handed catches. Drake, circus catches, get us down the field. We scored touchdown with, 3 minutes left. You're feeling good. The kicker comes out, pushes the kick right, and you're down by 1 point. I said, that's the game. They have ignored the one thing in the NFL that is the difference. Look at all the games around the league. The NFL comes down to one kick every weekend. And they signed Koo last year, who was garbage and done, couldn't kick, and they just ignored it and let him keep playing because the fans like to yell Koo when he comes on the field because it sounds cool. Okay? He got out. Now we're dealing with a guy named Romo who can't kick, and I'm with you. Where's Rodrigo Blankenship? Bring this guy in and let him kick. They are idiots top to bottom, and they deserve to lose that game by 1 point because they just kicker, it's not important. We'll get by with this guy, and he lost them the game. That is egregious. Blank sucks. McKay sucks. And here's the problem, Harrison. Raheem's going to be fired, and we're going to bring in a new coach who's going to be a new yes man, somebody else. We're like, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. And in 2 years on this show, we will be saying the same damn thing we're saying right now. It's never going to change, ever.
Andy, real quick. This was a point brought up to me, and it's a great point. Let's look at some of the coaches the Falcons could have hired. They're now elsewhere. Let's start in Chicago.
I saw
Bears.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson. Absolute shootout. offensive mastermind, incredible stuff. Would have loved to see what Bijan looks like in Tyler Algier as a dual backfield in a Ben Johnson offense. Because, my God, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, I didn't know who David Montgomery was until Ben Johnson got there and started doing some incredible things. Would have loved to see it. Heck, guy up in New England, Mike Vrabel, 7-2. The Patriots, Drake May, offensive line, I don't think it's still as good as it could be. Could be a lot better. Like, those are two guys that should have been candidates. I think were candidates, but never. I don't even know if Ben Johnson ever got a freaking interview in Atlanta. I don't think he did. And here's the crazy thing. Remember Bobby Slowick, the Houston Texans offensive coordinator that was supposedly like third place for the Falcons job? Can anyone tell me where Bobby Slowick's at right now?
Nope.
Spoiler alert, it's not Houston. He got fired.
Yeah. Well, you see, Trevor wrote Mike McDonald from the Seahawks.
Hey, good shout.
That was a name that was, and again, you talk about Bill Belichick. North Carolina's getting better, and it is what it is, dude. They just want yes men. They want guys that McKay can tell what to do, and it's just going to be the same. It's not going to change, and that's why, like, you look at. Like, looking at they're currently 5-3. You know, I said they were going to start 0-5. They didn't do that, but I said they would finish the season 7-10 to 8-9. They're definitely going to do that. That's where they're going to be. They're going to draft in the middle of the draft again, and it's going to be
the draft doesn't matter this year, though. It doesn't.
I know,
matter.
but I'm saying we're going to be in the same spot we're always in, because like we have Indianapolis coming up. Can they beat Indianapolis? I mean, it's at the 9:30 game out in London. Are they going to win that game?
Daniel Jones is about to have a head day, probably.
Oh, he's going to throw, all over. So, okay.
And
so
look, the Falcons' defense has been better, and I like what
Ulbricht
done.
The defense was not the reason they lost today. They made stops.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I, where I'm at right now, it's like, hey, put Ulbricht in as interim and tell Ulbricht, hey, if you make this team into the playoffs, we'll give you the permanent job.
Yeah.
You know? Just give me somebody who can manage the damn clock. It's baffling.
Well, here's the thing about Belichick. We can all crap on him because of the Jordan Love stuff and the UNC stuff, whatever. That was going to be the coach until my insider information tells me that Rich McKay went into Arthur Blank's office and said, you cannot hire this guy. And it's because Rich McKay knew he would be out. Bill Belichick would say, get this guy the hell out of here. I'm running this team. And Blank said, okay, Rich, what do you want? And he said, Raheem Morris. Because that's what I'm saying, Harrison. It will not change because they will hire yet again another yes man who will say what Blank runs the team. He makes all the decisions. He made the kicker decision. He made the decision to take Troy Anderson over Nakobe Dean. He made that decision. I promise you, everything comes from him. And he's going to make another decision that is not going to be good. And again, we're going to be right back here. And it's what do you call that when you do something over and over?
Insanity.
The definition of insanity. That's what this team is. It's the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, guys, they have Indianapolis lose that game. They have Carolina. I mean, we could win, but
this is damning that the Panthers are looking like.
Yes, they are. That is absolutely damning. That is absolutely damning.
I mean, they're like I think Garrett wrote. He wrote find 4 wins on the schedule that's left, and I mean, I'm looking at it. There's not 4 games that I can say, oh yeah, we will get to 7 wins. So I don't know. They could be a 6-11 team this year. Who knows?
The Miami lost last week.
That was brutal. They should have fired him then. That's
Harrison. You can't tell me that after that Miami loss that you didn't think Raheem should be fired because you just said today he should be fired. You didn't think that last weekend?
Not all the way fully believing it, but yeah, the case was starting to be made.
How?
I just look. That was a completely terrible performance on all sides, and he deserves blame for that. But losing the game like he did today, to me was the straw that broke the camel's back. I
can't believe it wasn't. I'm just saying I can't believe it wasn't last weekend. That's what I'm saying.
Last week I gave him a pass
because Miami's horrible.
They are.
The Patriots are a good team. So and look, accept that loss.
I partially gave him a pass because the backup quarterback. I don't know why Drake London didn't play last week. Apparently, it was a coach's decision. That's kind of baffling. And maybe I shouldn't have given him a pass for that one. But look, last week was bad. This week's bad. Last week was probably terrible. I'm just out on it. I'm just out on him. That's just where I'm at. I'm out. We're all in the same boat here. We are all on the same boat. I never thought it was possible, but we are indeed. All right.
It's a raft. It's not a boat. It's a raft.
All right. Look, we have a little bit more stability than a raft. All right.
I don't know about that.
We're not a yacht. We're like a skiff. All right. Anyways, John Green, this is a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
I did say I saw someone hired John Gruden, and I would love to hire John Gruden, but he's not.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's not going to be a yes man.
You tell Blake to go screw himself, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, so that's
not going to happen.
And let's not forget, there's bad PR that comes with John Gruden.
There is.
Who cares? Who cares?
The Falcons do.
Yeah. Exactly, because we got to do the Falcons way. Okay, that's done really well over the years. The Falcons way, whatever.
And look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but you're right. That is a thing. So
we all know what would happen there.
Harrison, I know we got a couple minutes, or we're up on it.
Let's talk about the Braves real quick. So are the Braves going to hire a manager by next Sunday now, with the World Series being at a wrap?
I think this week it's going to be named. I think this week, right?
But so the question is it going to be Danny Lehman, or is it going to be Chris Woodward, or is it going to be someone from the outside? But Danny Lehman and Chris Woodward are names, and that is current coaches for the Dodgers. And Woodward was a manager, although it was a short tenure, not a successful tenure with the Rangers. He did go 211 and 287 for a 424%, but he does have managing experience. But Lehman is, the young up and coming analytical type guy. So, it's like, or do they go just completely off the grid and come up with somebody we were not talking about? But I would suspect it's going to be one of those two guys. What do you think about that? Do you care? Does it matter? Or is this one of those situations where we think it's going to be Alex Anthopoulos is basically running the show and he just won't say yes, man, like the Falcons? I mean, like the Braves. The Falcons.
I think so.
Andy, I came to the decision when Snit was retired, and even before then, I was like, okay, I'm going to be realistic. What's realistically going to happen? Snit will leave, and the Braves will go hire somebody in the family. I love the idea of David Ross. That was cool. I'm not opposed to going to the outside. Honestly, I think it's good. Get a new voice, a different line of thinking, and bring some changes about. I think it's a good idea. I don't know much about Lehman. I remember Woodward in Texas.
Yeah.
And I would have probably say I want Lehman better just because he doesn't have. I mean, look, the Falcons hired a losing head coach in Raheem Morris, and we've seen where that's gone.
And he's a loser.
Yeah. So maybe don't go down that road, but bring in Lehman, bring in George Lombard, bring in David Ross. Don't hire Walt Weiss. Like if we're gonna hire Walt Weiss, you should have just kept Snit. Is my take.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
And it's nothing at Walt Weiss. It's just if you want the same thing, then keep the damn same thing.
I really think we have the similar problems to Atlanta Falcons as we do the Braves. And I think it's going to be somebody that Alex Anthopoulos can control. I hate to say that, but I just think that's what happened with Snit. We don't want to admit it, but it did. And I think that's going to be the same thing here. Now, I hate
Anthopoulos though.
I mean,
I did. If you'd asked me that in 2022, I'd say hell yeah.
If I asked you that a year ago, we would all say yes, resounding yes.
Okay, a year ago, fair. But now, I just don't know. I mean, his decisions, and who knows if they're his decisions or it's above him.
Yep.
Right, exactly. Terry McGurk. So I don't know. Maybe his hands are tied, and I don't want it. Trevor says he likes Lehman, bring him on. I don't want an analytical guy. I hate that. I just
that's what Alex Anthopoulos wants. AA wants
exactly,
and it's
he wants an
Dodger connection. He's got the
Yep.
Dodger connection.
Yep.
He's got the analytical part. He's young. He's 40, right?
I hate that.
I think Lehman's the guy. I'm going to hope for the best.
Well, it's curious that they waited this long, Andy. But I say that. I mean, maybe the Braves are a class organization. I'll say that now. They didn't want to take away from the World Series, so regardless of their manager, they may have just wanted to wait anyway. Whether it's Lehman or anybody else, they didn't want to take away from that, so they're going to name him this week, right? So that's fair. But the analytical stuff, it's fine to a point. But you can't, every little thing goes down to analytics. It drives me freaking nuts. And just coach, just manage. Baseball there's no more sport in the world that's a feel thing. And baseball is a feel thing. You just kind of feel things, gut interactions. And that's what Snit did. I think the analytics were forced onto him and he hated them and he had to do them. Right. And I think that's what and AA loves that stuff. I don't know. If I had my choice right now, it'd be David Ross. I just love that guy. He's a winner. He's a Brave at heart. That would be my choice, but who knows?
Is David Ross more like Brian Snitker, or is he more like an analytical guy?
I think he's probably.
I don't think he's much. Yeah, I don't think he's much as an analytical guy as Lehman would be.
That's my point. No, he's not. That's the point. My point is he's not, and that's what Alex Anthopoulos wants. So
that's what he wants. So you're saying that's not happening.
From my understanding, the Braves fired their hitting coach after last year because the analytics said their current approach, what they were doing, didn't work, and they hired a guy in Tim Hires who was supposed to be more in line with the hitting with the analytics approach, and I don't think it worked. It didn't work. It didn't do anything at all. We still talked about exit velo, as Garrett Key said.
Yeah,
we still talked about the Braves being unlucky.
Yeah. Don't get me started on exit velo.
Look,
does Chipper Jones talk about exit velo much?
Look,
no.
Here's my thing, Eddie.
Exactly.
I'm not big on the analytics either, being super analytical in terms of making decisions and all that. I don't like that. I do, like you say, I think it's a mix. It's a mix of feel, gut, confidence. Like, baseball is a very mental game, and I don't think the numbers in a spreadsheet can give you the answers in this. So I'm with you, but the Braves have been away from the analytics under this current regime for so long, and something has been broken for the last few years, for maybe the last year or two, for the last 24 months. Maybe it's time to get out of our comfort zone, try something new. And if that doesn't work, then we try something new again.
Yep,
so
I
want change. That's what I want more than anything. I want change, and I want real positive change. I don't want change for the sake of change. I just want them to be good. And whatever they think is going to be good, cool with me. But I do think y'all make a good point. The leash, there are so many questions about what happened last year in the offseason. What the hell? Why did you pack it up? And why did you say we're just going to run it back with the same team and our only additions are going to be the guys we get back from it? Why the hell did you do that? I don't know the answer to that. I think I'm leaning towards it was out of Alex's hands.
It was.
I think that's what it was.
So, and if that's the case, go spend the damn money this offseason and improve the team.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, Harrison. That's not how this team.
I'm not saying major money, but go make additions. All right, go make additions.
Yeah, we waited around all last year for that, and they didn't do it. Well, they're making money hand over fist with the battery, hand over fist. And Andy, you and I talked about it on the side the other day about if this team had signed Ohtani, it would have put you back a lot of money.
But they would have made it all
making right now.
Oh,
the team, the babe, the boy with Shohei Ohtani. Okay, you would have made money hand over fist, and they didn't want to do that. You got to spend money to make money, and this franchise is not doing that. They have no
money. Don't make money unless you're the Braves.
Exactly.
Unless you're the Braves.
Hawks
lose again.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this damn show before Eddie goes on a rant. about the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, I mean, Trae Young's out. I mean, they're not gonna they're gonna struggle for the next 6 weeks. It's fine. I mean, the Hawks are snake bitten with injuries. It's unbelievable. I've never seen a team the past 4 years, maybe 5, that have dealt with more injuries. It's unbelievable.
I think that goes for like every team in the state of Georgia. It feels like the last 2
Yeah,
years.
you're probably right. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
It just feels that way.
I agree, Garrett. I love them too, but they just kill you.
Again,
All right.
most teams in the state of Georgia are probably killing Eddie for the last 2 years, except for Georgia. Although Eddie does want to pull his hair out here and there when it comes to the Georgia basketball or Georgia football. By the way, Georgia basketball opens season on Monday.
That's right.
Going to be
Prediction was 18-12. Y'all agree with that quickly?
I think that sounds about right. I don't think they're going to be as good as last year.
Yeah.
I can see a few more losses. I just don't want to see a major.
I think they got more depth this year, though.
My concern is who's going to be your lead scorer and who's going to be your top shooter. It doesn't sound like from the scrimmages they've been shooting particularly well, which is concerning.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Peach State Power Hour. That's Andy Stowe. That's Eddie from Acworth. I'm Harrison Reno. We'll be back here next Sunday at 7:30, fresh off the Georgia-Mississippi State game, fresh off another Falcons game.
Covering the spread.
There you go.
Covering
I
the
hope so.
spread.
I hope you're right, dude. I hope we win by 20. I hope we blow them out. So,
John Green, you were on the show last week. Give us another like 6 to 8 weeks before you bring him back on. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out whenever we have time. Feel like doing another call-in show because it was a great success. Love
that
this
was
call-in
awesome.
show.
Yeah,
All did great.
Sure,
surpassed our expectations. It is coming back, and when it does, this man, Jermaine King,
Jermaine King, we got to see you, brother. No doubt.
Yeah. Until
Loyal
Jermaine
listener.
King says he is coming on the call-in show, it shall not make its return. Marsh Mutt, you're welcome to. I would love
and
to
Marsh
see
Mutt
you and Eddie.
too. He needs to come on too.
yeah, there's two like
Would love
OG
to
guys
see-
right there. Yeah.
Would love to see some people that are in our comment section show up and call in. 'Cause it was great fun last week. A lot of great points. The identity reveal of John Green not being an Eddie Burner account
exactly.
is what we live for.
Yep.
So although it does take away some jokes, we will have to find out more. By the way, where is Eminem? I haven't seen Eminem in our comment section tonight. Oh, well, I saw him earlier. I saw Paul earlier, but he's disappeared.
Yeah, he went away. Him and
saw one
James.
comment.
Either one of them are here. Yeah.
He's probably breastfeeding.
Okay. All right. That's going to wrap it up. See y'all next Sunday.